Hello.
Hi, Pushpendra. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning. You can hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you. I
Oh,
hope
okay.
you're also able to hear me, right?
Sorry. Yeah, I'm able to hear you correctly.
Okay, thank you for the confirmation. Let us wait for a few more minutes to join others.
Okay.
And why don't we have some small introduction like where are you from and what are you working on currently? Are you working professional or fresh graduate?
How to address you?
You can call me as Madhu Babu.
Madhu Babu.
Yeah.
So Madhu Babu, I'm based in Singapore and I'm having near about 20 years of experience in IT pertaining to database technologies. And recently I got an opportunity to work with DevOps. So when I'm going through the DevOps books and all this,
Mhm.
then I found it is more related, means there is a testing phase also, but
Oh,
I don't have much knowledge on the testing phase. So I thought maybe I will take up this course and to understand what is this about.
great. Sure. You will come to know all the QA concepts related to testings and different type of methodologies once after completion of this manual
Okay.
testing course. Yeah.
So
And
will there be any demo or hands-on with your course?
yes,
Oh, okay.
so how we are focusing is basically we are learning about QA technologies and tech concepts, test methodologies, and the definitions, and in the real-time application, how we can apply those things.
Okay. So this is pertaining to theory. What about hands-on?
So theory, manual testing itself is a theory. So there is no coding part, right? So when we say practical things means we directly open the website and we have to do some testing kind of activities. How we can test,
Okay.
how to write the test cases, how to write the test steps, expected result, actual result like that. How to write, identify the scenarios. So such kind of activities we can call it as a practical things.
Okay. Okay. So you are the instructor. Or, sorry, I should have asked you earlier.
Yeah, actually I am a trainer for this course.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
I see Chandra Kishore. Would you like to introduce yourself, please? Meanwhile. Just your name and where are you from? Are you working professional or a fresh graduate? Chandra Kishore, am I audible? I think you are on mute. Okay, fine. I think we can join. We can start the session. So let me introduce myself first. So myself is Madhubabu and I have total 12 plus years of experience in software testing industry, which includes both manual and automation testing with the various test automation tools and various different type of technologies and different type of testing domains. Okay. So I came across with multiple organizations like Labs, Motivate Labs, and also work for Wells Fargo and Coforge as a lead testing engineer and also work for as data technology engineers. Okay, so that's about my brief introduction. So and also I was working as a trainer for Logic Lab Technologies in some couple of sessions. So let me go through the course content. I hope you might have already gone through that course content. So let us go to the course content. So what are the concepts that you'll be going to learn as part of this manual testing course? Okay. Let me go through it briefly. Yeah. So as part of the introduction, so you'll be going to learn about what is software, what is product, and what is project, and what is software testing, why do we need testing, software quality and error, what is error, bug, failures, and what are there are bugs if software, why there are bugs in software, and different type of software development life cycles. Okay, and what different waterfall model, incremental model, spiral model, agile model. So various kind of software development life cycle models and difference between QA, QC, and QE. What are the major roles and responsibilities of each and every QA and QC and QE? Okay, and under that we know. So under that, you will come to know what is verification and validation, and static versus dynamic testing, and what are the different type of levels of software testing, unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing. Okay. Under that, you will come to know about testing methodologies, different type of test methodologies. What are the white box testing, black box testing, and various concepts on that, and gray box testing. Who will perform each type of testing? Okay. Then you'll moving to the black box testing types. So there are different type of testing types for each and every methodology. Black box testing, as you can see here, three different type of methodologies: white box, black box, and gray box. Under that, you will see different type of testing subcomponent here: UI testing, usability testing, functional testing, non-functional testing. So when we will do this kind of testing, in which phase of software development lifecycle we will perform these activities throughout the software development lifecycle model. So we are going to learn all those concepts in the upcoming sessions. Okay. Now, talking about the functional testing. So this is the most important concept, especially for testing candidates. Functional testing, object properties coverage, input domain coverage, database testing, backend coverage. So these are all the functionalities, right? Error handling coverage, calculations, manipulations, like links existence, links execution, cookie session. In any web application, there are different type of functionalities. You have to verify functionality, you have to verify UI element, you have to verify the complete end-to-end flow of the application, how it is working, how it is performing. Okay, such kind of testing. And then we can talk about non-functional testing. Apart from functional testing, you can see non-functional testing. There are multiple type of testings under the non-functional testing: performance testing, load testing, stress testing. Okay. These are comes under non-functional testing. So here we are not testing the functionality. We are talking about the non-functional testing. That means the performance of the application, how it will perform when we are giving more pressure or stress, or when we are loading multiple users, when multiple users are using the same application at the same time. So those are the things which comes under non-functional testing, like volume testing, security testing, compatibility testing, installation testing. So when we say compatible testing, how it will perform when we are working with a different type of operating systems with a different type of OS browsers. Okay. And we can see the testing terminologies. That is also one of the most important. We come to know what is different type of testing terminologies like ad hoc testing, retesting, regression testing, sanity testing, smoke testing. Okay, so these are the different type of testing terminologies you will be going to use in your day-to-day activities, and each testing activities should perform at certain level. Okay, when you get a new build from development team, you will perform ad hoc testing, like retesting. When we will do retesting, what is the difference between retesting and regression testing, right? And smoke testing. So end-to-end testing is a flow, completely one functionality flow. We are validating as a end-to-end testing. It's also one of the concepts. Now talking about exploratory testing means you are exploring that complete application, how the functionality and how it will working, like, and localization testing, positive testing, negative testing. Such kind of testing we have to perform in each and every web application in order to identify the bugs. Okay. Now talking about software test lifecycle. As we have software development lifecycle, we have software test lifecycle. Under that, requirement analysis, test planning, test designing, text execution, text closure activities. So these are the different type of phases under the software test lifecycle. So we will be learning each and every phase, what is the action items to be performed. And test plan contents. Okay. Test plan is a template. So as a QA, we need to define your test plan before proceeding for test execution or before starting the testing activity. We have to have some clear plan, right? That is what called test plan. So under that, we have different type of components here: objective, features, features not to be tested, testing approach. What is the entry criteria and exit criteria? Suspension or resumption criteria. Okay, test environment, test deliverables, milestones, schedule, okay, risk and mitigations. So these are all the different type of columns under the test plan, and what we will do each and every column. Okay, that you are going to learn. Now we can see use case, test scenario, test case. These are the different terminologies in your QA domain basically. So use cases are different, test scenarios are different, test cases are different. Okay, each and everything will have different type of parameters and factors, and test use case, test case versus test scenarios. Okay, and how we will write a positive scenarios and how can we write negative scenarios against the requirement documentation. Now we can talk about test case design techniques. So in order to write about test cases, first you should have some knowledge on test, how to write the test case and how to design the test cases. For that, we have a couple of topics here: boundary value analysis, equivalence class partitioning, decision table making, okay, state transition diagrams, and use case testing. These are the different type of test design techniques basically, so that you will know how to write the test cases, how to design the test cases, and how to identify the scenarios. Okay. Now test suite, if you can see, test content, what it contains basically: test case ID, test case title. You can say it's a test case template maybe, and everything. These are the components which we need to include in for every test case. What are the description of the test case? That means what it is talking about, and precondition, priority. So priority is basically we will define as P0, P1, P2, P3 like that. Okay. Requirement ID. So when we are mapping certain test case with requirement, we need to map the requirement also. So such a kind of concept, everything will comes under test case content. Okay. Now we can talk about requirement traceability metrics. Means in a manual testing, we have to make sure each and every requirement is covered or not. So for that, this concept we have characteristics of a good test case, test data, test environment setup, test execution. That you'll be learning under this good characteristics of a good test cases. Now, when we say about defect reporting, report contents, defect management process, and defect classification. Okay, so defect pricing also one of the most important concepts that we need to learn when you are doing manual testing. So it will contain the severity, priority, resolution, and different type of test, defect, reproducible steps. Everything we should be learned. Now talking about bug life cycle, we can call it as a bug life cycle, defect life cycle, anything. So the terminology is different, and the concept are same. Different levels, states of a defect. Statements here different levels from the defect identification through completion. So what are the different type of levels we'll be having? So when we will call it as a defect, when we will call it as a close, retest, such a kind of levels. And we can have some Jira defect workflow also for your hands-on purpose. Okay. And the test cycle closure. Okay. QA test activities. What are the different type of QA testing activities in your day-to-day life in any software development lifecycle model? Test metrics. What is test efficiency and test effectiveness? So such kind of concept. And also we'll be much familiar into the what is agile process. Okay, so nowadays everybody moving towards the software development lifecycle model, which is agile process. So that's why reason we have included that part also under the course curriculum. Okay, so here we are talking about defining the goals, Scrum planning, define the product roadmap and release planning, product backlogs, concept of epics, writing epics and how to write epics, how to write the user stories, defining the tasks, starting a sprint and monitoring the sprint status. And what are the different type of ceremonies we will use in an agile process, like grooming, sprint planning, daily scrum meeting, sprint review, sprint retrospective. So these are the concepts you will be learning and as part of this different type of agile ceremonies. Any questions, guys, so far under the course curriculum? I hope you might have already gone through it. Okay, I'll take it as a no, if no questions. Yeah, so if you haven't joined at WhatsApp community, please scan here so that you will able to join that WhatsApp group and you will come to know the notification which is related to the course content and course updates. Okay, and there are certain helpline numbers you can see if you have any concerns or queries related to the course training sessions, please call here. These are the numbers which we have, and also you can write an email to support@logiclabstechnologies.com. Logic Lab Technology. Okay, and we can have clarifications so that the concerned team will touch base with you and he will give some clarifications on our course and training session. You can write, you can call any one of these numbers. Okay, so just let us jump on to our course content here. So we gone through the course content. Now we can jump onto the topic here. So what is software? So before we are going for the software testing, what is software testing? Let us understand what do you mean by software here. Can anybody give some small definition, some general definition? What do you mean by software? So in generally what we call it, it's a collection of a computer program, right? That help us to perform a task. In another form, we can say software is a set of instruction, data or programs used to operate computer and execute a specific task. So we are giving certain instruction to perform our own task. We are giving some instruction to the computer to perform certain task, or we are writing some program to complete our task, right? That's nothing but a software. So how many type of softwares we have? System software, programming software, and application software, right? So when we say system software, what comes under that? Device drivers, operating systems, servers, utilities. These will be called as a system softwares. So in your computer, when you say device drivers, For example, when you're talking and there is always some mics or there are some audio setup are there. So when you are inserting certain things or when you are inserting certain external speakers or something like that, you will be having certain device drivers on your machine, right? So how it is directly plug and play? Because there are certain drivers has been already installed in your laptop or computer desktop. And that's the reason it is able to install and just we are directly plug and play because all these device drivers are has been installed operating systems. This is also system software. So where we will Wi-Fi as a platform, operating system is nothing but a platform, right? Where we are installing different type of softwares, application, everything. So that we also we can call as a system software, servers and utilities. Now we can see programming software. What comes under programming software? Compilers, debuggers, interpreters. So when we say compilers, when you're writing some code towards any application development, you need to install some IDEs, right? Eclipse or some Node.js, some kind of softwares we have to install to write the code that will compile our program. So to make sure our work program is working properly, we need some compilers that should execute our code and show the result. That we call the programming software. Now we're talking about application software, where our concepts comes under testing. So we'll perform testing under the application softwares only, which is called industrial automation, business softwares, games, or telecom, something like that. So when you say industrial automation means there are certain applications where we can say QTP or UFT application, some kind of testing, functional testing tool, and some HP product, industrial tool, right? And ALM application like a life cycle management, load runner. So these are all the industrial automation tools. We can call it the applications also. And business softwares. When you're writing, when you are having some business, you need some own application in order to perform your business operations. You'll be having certain softwares. That is also application software. That means specific certain businesses. Games, you can say PUBG or different games or telecoms. That we call as a application software where we perform our actual testing. It can be a manual or automation. So our area is comes under application software. We are not going to test any programming softwares or system softwares. We are going to test the application software as a manual tester. Any questions, guys, so far? Hello?
Hi.
Yeah.
I got a question. When you were explaining about the course curriculum, you mentioned about the manual testing and the automation testing. So my question to you will be, this is for manual testing. So automation testing will also be covered by you, or it will be some other instructor will be doing the automation testing?
Okay, thanks, Krishmendra, for asking. Actually, this is course belongs to completely manual testing only. There will be no any automation concepts here. We are just come to know about what is a manual testing concept and what are different type of testing methodologies, how to perform. Automation testing, we have not, there is separate course for it. We're not going to, we're not going to explain anything about automation testing as part of this course.
I understood that one. So my question is, going forward, if there is a automation testing class happens, so instructor will be you only, or it will be someone else?
It's somebody else.
So you don't conduct automation testing classes?
Yeah. No, I'm only instructor for manual testing.
Okay, understood.
Yeah. Now you can see here types of software testings here. So as we can see, we know both there is in the testing, we have manual testing and automation testing concepts, right? Under testing. So as we are mainly focusing on manual testing concept. So if you can see here on the tree, manual testing, we have different type of testings here: white box, black box, gray box testing. So as a manual tester, we are responsible for both black box testing and gray box testing. So if you can see the tree here, what comes under black box testing? functional testing, non-functional testing. As we can see in the course content, there are two type of testing activities here in the black box. One is functional testing, where we are going to focus only on the application functionality and different type of activities like methodologies, testing concept. And when we say non-functional testing, which is non-functional, means we are not testing about the application here. We are testing about the application uh, speed, performance, comparability, not about the functionality, which is non-functional, right? We're talking about usability, compatibility, performance, such a kind of testing as part of non-functional testing. When we say functional testing means unit testing, integration testing, system testing, that means how functionally it is working fine. We are by testing some different type of individual module integrations, complete system by using end-to-end flow like that. Sorry. Now we can see integration testing here. Incremental testing, non-incremental testing, top-down, bottom-up kind of stuff. There will be some concept like, when we are working with the alpha testing, beta testing, we have some concept like top-down or bottom-up approach. Then we say performance testing, we have load testing, stress testing, scalability testing, stability testing. So these are the testing activity which you need to perform by using different type of tools and technologies. Like, so when we say load testing, we have JMeter is there, load runner is there. So those are different type of testing tools which you'll basically perform by different separate team. Basically, as manual tester, you should know the concept only. What do you mean by load testing and how it will be performed? That is enough. Because when we are working with a large project, these concepts are important, and there is separate team will be there for specific to the tool. Okay, when you are working as a automation tester, you will be learning certain tool, right? Like UTP, UFT, or Selenium, different type of testing tools. So which is specific to the particular team. Similarly, load testing is specific to the load runner or JMeter. So those team will take care of about how to perform load testing, stress testing, such a kind of activities. But as a manual tester, we should know the concept. What do you mean by performance testing and how it will perform? That's it. So this is a high level diagram of to understand. I just included in the slide. So understand about the testing concept and okay. Yes, Pushpendra, you can talk.
Yeah, so the question is regarding, you have explained very well on the black box. What about white box and gray box?
So white box testing is basically performed by the development side, where it will having integration unit testing, some kind of code testing. That means they will perform some code testing. Okay, not about the QA point of view. They will perform the code level, some methods. They will write some code. We can call it testing. Yeah, that
Okay.
comes under development side testing.
So
They-
developer will do this white box testing.
Yes,
Oh, okay.
but the QA side people will perform only black box testing.
And what about the gray box?
It's a gray box is we can say it's a combination of both black box and
White.
white box. Okay, the name itself saying that it's a gray
Yeah.
box testing. But usually we have this different type of methods here. But when we say gray box means it's a combination of both back end and front end, we can say. Right. So back end, how we will do the testers will do about with using some different type of tables and integrations, whether the records are updating in the corresponding table or not, something like that kind of testing. But at the QA point of view, how we will perform gray box means we will use certain queries like DML, DDL commands and verify whether the database included the recorded or not, records by using creating some accounts or by creating certain uh, accounts from the front end side application. For example, there is a application which we need to create certain records or we need to add some users from the front end. You will add it as a manual tester manually and verify it from the database whether it is added or not on the corresponding table. So we are performing both front end and back end over there. So that we can call as a gray box testing. That means we need to use certain ETL tools also for gray box testing.
Okay.
Such kind of activities. So when we are performing both front end and back-end testing as part of validation, we can say it's a gray box testing. There is no specific definition for it. We can say both combination of black box and white box is nothing but a gray box.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Now product versus project here. So we have two different of concepts here. What do you mean by product and what do- what do you mean by project here? So in our organizations also we can have service-based organization or product-based organizations, right? So when we say product, which is specific to the one product, which will work on that particular product only in terms of development and testing activities, they will work only on the particular product, their own product. Okay. And project. What do you mean by project here? The second of service-based companies are there, right? They will work for certain project until it is completed, and from initial requirement gathering to completion of the complete project, which we can call it as a project, basically, which will perform service-based companies. So when we see the actual definition, what is this project? If a software application is developed for a specific customer requirement, then it is called a project. What is the example means? Payment system. So payment system is a project for them. For example, there is a project, maybe you can say the DMart or application certain kind of grocery organization which will sell the groceries, and they need certain payment system, right? That's a project. They will hand over that particular organization, and they need that particular project. They need certain application as part of a project. They will give so that the technical guys will gather the requirement, design that requirement, and testing the product, and they will hand over it to the particular organization that we call the payment system. Similarly, if you can see here, if software application is developed for a multiple customer requirements, then it is called a product. So that is very specific to the different type of users across the global. So you can see WhatsApp, Facebook, or Paytm. Example. These are the products which are used by the multiple users, not specific users. Project means only one specific users. That means related to any particular domain. It can be a banking, or it can be a certain payment system domain, something like that. That's a project. Product is an ongoing product which is continuously delivery and continuously improvement will be there for a product. So for every software project, there will be 4 P's here as I highlighted here. 4 P's. What is mean by 4 P's? Project, product, process, and people. So which include these 4 P's are using, we can develop a software project. We should have a clear plan for it. Any software system has different one project and one product will be work for that project, and there should be a process. It can be a different type of software development life cycle process. It is waterfall or agile or different methodologies. And people, the people who are working for that particular project in order to complete. And that we call it as a differentiation as a product and the project. So in the companies also will be there, product-based companies, service-based companies. Basically, product-based companies will work only for their product, their own product, and they will serve it across the global. Project are nothing but service-based companies, which will work certain project for during such a period of time, like 2 years or 3 years, and complete the project and hand over the particular organization. Okay. Do you understand that what do you mean by product and project now? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. Now we can talk about what is software testing now. So we come to know what is software now. So we are talking about what is software testing now. So what is software testing? So can anyone confirm what is software testing? In your general terminology, what is software testing mean? Okay. So here we can see software testing is a part of software development process. So testing is an activity which is one of the phase in software development life cycle. Okay. This is one of a phase actually in any software, not only in a software industry. There will be any product. There is any, it can be a product, or it can be a some hardware, or it can be some system. So testing phase is a common, right? In a general term, what we call software testing is a part of software development process. And software testing is an activity to detect and identify the defects in the software. So why we will do software testing? So here we need to identify the defects in order to provide the quality of the product or software system. We have to do software testing to identify the defects in the software. That means we are giving the quality of the product, right? So here we can see the objective of testing is to release the quality product to the client. The main motto of the software testing is to release the quality product. It's a bug-free product. Quality means bug-free. There should be no issues. It should be very much useful for the end users and without any issues. In a general terminology, we can say here. So what do you understand now? What is the software testing means? It's a part of software development life cycle. The why we do means in order to identify the defects or to detect the defects or identify. The main objective of the testing is to give the quality of the product to the client. Now, why do we need a testing here? By using this picture, you will understand why do we need testing? To ensure the bug-free. To ensure the software is have bug-free, there is no any issues or errors. Okay, that's the reason we do need testing here. To ensure system meet the customer requirements and software specifications. That means before taking up the project, we need some customer requirement, right? We will gather certain requirement from the customer and we will analyze those requirements. So whether it is meeting the correct requirement or not. So customer requirement is meeting the current customer requirement or not. In order to make sure we will perform the testing activity. To ensure system meets the end user expectations. That means as an end user, it should be meets my expectation as per my needs, whether it is meeting or not. And fixing the bugs identified after release is expensive. So if there is no testing thing, if you click the product, if you identify any defects in the production, during production means real time. Okay, if you identify any issues, that is very much cost to fix it. Again, we have to stop the production and hire the team and fix the issues as soon as possible in order to don't stop the operations from that particular product. So if there is an application, we do not have tested it one. Okay, and that the application thrown certain different type of errors or issues are customer able to, for example, take a flight booking application. Okay, that application developed properly, but it is not tested, and now that is in production environment. But end users are unable to book the tickets, or there are some issues on payments. Such a kind of things will happen in the production during the production. It is very much cost to fix those issues. It will take a lot of time. Okay, so that's the reason we need a testing before deploying to the production. So fixing the bugs identifying after release is expensive. That's the major concept about it is talking. So that's the reason we need a testing here in order to ensure it's a bug free or system meets the customer requirement and end user expectations. Now, do you understand why we need a testing? Manual testing. Okay. So when we're talking about software quality, what do you mean by software quality? The quality is defined as a justification of all the requirements of a customer in a product. That means we are promising whether it is making this meets all the customer requirements as per the expectation and end user expectations. That means it's a bug free. We are giving there is no issues or errors happen in the futures also. That means we are giving some quality as a quality engineers. Okay. So system software quality. So by performing different type of levels of testing before deploying to the production environment, we are identifying the issues and fixing the issues and deploying the application to the production as a quality product. So here the quality is not defined in the product; it's defined in the customer's minds. Okay, that means whether it is useful to the customer end user or not, the system is working fine or not. Okay. So basically, quality software is reasonably, we can see how we can measure its product quality. Bug free means there is no issues or errors have to exist in the particular product or application. Delivered on time. So when we say, when we have gather the requirement, or when you are signing off any one of the project, there should be timelines in order to complete the product, right? We may have 6 months or 1 year to complete the product or testing. There should be a delivered on time. That means if you are not extended more than that sign off, that then we can say it's a delivered the quality. We are delivered the quality within the timeline, within a budget. That should not exceed the budget as well. Okay. So initially when we agreed for certain budget, and again if we increase that, there is no quality on that. That means there is still a lot of bugs are there, and you need to fix and identify the issues. And meet the requirements and expectations. Your expectations from which end users. So meet the client requirement and expectation as per the business requirement. And it should be a maintainable as well. So once the project is completed and everything is done, it should be maintainable. So if there are any future issues or escalations happens, this is not responsible for the technical team. So it should be maintainable. For any product is maintainable in the real time. Even though the project is completed, in the future it should be maintainable on their own. So that is how we should design the product and test it accordingly as per the client requirement. So who will perform testing as per levels? But basically, as per your knowledge, you will say there will be a QA team, they will perform the testing. It is not like that. In different type of organization, there will be different type of levels will be there. Software testers, software developers, project lead, manager, and end user. So these people will involve into the QA activities, and they will perform the testing according to their level. For example, software tester will perform actual software testing, and software developer will perform some unit testing and the code-based testing, whether it is working fine or not before deploying to the QA environment. Project lead or manager will perform deliverables, okay, QA reports, issues, and analysis report, root cause analysis, such kind of activities. End user testing is nothing but a actual user. There will be some team will be there from stakeholders or product owners, we can say. Those people will perform end user testing, means they will perform actual testing, how the end user will perform. And different companies have different designations. Okay, every testing means testing trainer, intern, it will start like that, senior tester, okay, test lead, such kind of designation. In some organization, they will call it quality analyst, quality engineer, senior quality analyst, senior quality engineer. Such kind of designations will be there. That depends upon the organization. Okay. Any questions, guys, here? Who will perform testing? Let me see if I have any clarification. It completely depends on the process and the associated stakeholders of the project. In the IT industry, large companies have a team with responsibility to evaluate the development software in context of the given requirement. So for every testing, functional testing, there will be a team. Regression testing, there will be a team. And performance testing, there will be a team. And when we say API testing, there will be a team. So for every testing in the larger scale project or big organization, there will be a teams will be there. So according to the level of testing, the corresponding team will involve into that particular testing activities and perform it. Okay. So did you understand its testing levels and who will perform the testing? Pushpendra or Binitya Kumari, Chandra Kishore. Any questions? Please let us.
No, no, I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you, Pushpendra, for confirming. So let us have this as a completely interaction sessions. It should be interaction sessions so that you will come to know different type of concept. Okay, so when you keep on learning, I can only deliver the course content, right? When you're talking more, you will understand more than beyond the course content. You will come to know different type of concept, and even others also come to know it by you, because you are asking, and others also come to know about the topic.
Babu, I got a question here. So, is there any Bible book for testing? Means what you have gone through, I am just reading that one. So, is there any book which I can refer to understand, like what are the testing phases, what are the manual testing, automation testing, and other stuff?
So when you want to understand 100% of manual testing concept, all the testing activities, basically, so I have got it from different type of various sources basically. So when you want to learn more about in-depth knowledge into the testing,
Yeah.
we write some ISTQB certification basically. Okay, there is an international standard testing qualification board is there. Okay, ISTQB, International Software Testing Qualification Board. Okay, that will have complete QA guidance. We can see. Let me show you. So this is the International Software Testing Qualification Board. Okay, which will give the certification in terms of testing. Entire India will follow. It's an international standard testing qualification board. Across the global, there are a lot of certified testers. I'm also one of them. I used to be certified. It will give you more deep learning into the testing concept, and it will give some add-on weightage to our resume also.
Okay.
For manual testing. In ISTQB means you will know 100% concept of testings, and you know the all the activities, something like that. That will give the more deep learning into the QA concept. They will be having certain type of mock test also there before proceeding for certification. There will be mock test, and they will have some kind of your question and answers, so that you'll understand different type of methodologies more beyond this course. So what we have designed this course is basically how it is useful for the real time. Most of 99% of the project, the process which will follow as per the course design. So if you want to learn more into the deep learning, then we need to follow the ISTQB standards. We should write some ISTQB examinations, certifications, so that you will come to know 100% testing.
Okay. So my question to you is this course is designed to do some certification from ISTQB, like basic level of certification?
No, not like that. That's why I'm repeating again. It's mainly designed for real-time project, how it will perform the testing, and how this basically designed for the graduates who are trying to move to build up their career towards the manual testing. What is the starting point, and what are the concepts they need to learn before moving to the manual testing journey. So for them, the target is for them, it will be useful for them.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. So maybe you can follow the site mouse.
Yeah.
Any more QA concept, like if you want to write any some certification in order to perform, then this site will be useful, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So which are the skills are required to become a software testing? When we talk about the skills, we should have a technical skills, analytical skills, the attitude, productivity, verbal and visual communication, and passion about it. So good software tester should have such a kind of mindset here. Verbal and written communication. So when you are verbal and written communication means, so as a manual tester, why it is important means for you. So there will be a developer, product owner, client, different type of web software developer will be there. As one of your testing guy, you should convey your complete identification. That means when you identify certain issues or bug during your testing, it should be very much important. You should be clearly communicate with the concerned team or developer to explain about the issues. That's the reason we should have clear verbal and written communication skills. That means that help us a lot to developers on the product owners in order to understand the issues without any further emails or calls for the clarification. So when you're raising a defect, the defect summary and defect body and what are the identification, what are the steps which are involved in order to identify that issues. Such a kind of activities you should perform clearly by using verbal and written communication. That's the reason it is highlighted here. And passion. You should very much passionate about software testing. That means more 50% of the testing is already done by the development side. So there will be a developer and testers are there, right, on any project. So developers will perform their activities as per the requirement only. So they will go through it and they will develop the project. Why we need a testing again here? So right. So they don't know about out of the box of the testing, right? Out of the box of the application. They will design the application as per the client requirement. That is their job. So they don't passionate about how it will perform, how it will interact with the customer. Such kind of they don't care about it. They will only design the application as per their job, as per the as part of development. So as a QA, we should, as we are passionate about the software testing, we will test it different ways and positively, negatively, and out of box also we will think. Okay, so that means you should have some passion about testing so that you will identify certain issues. Okay, so that's the reason the next 50% is testers' responsibility. They will test it and to identify the issues to give the quality of the product. Some technical skills also. When we say technical skills, not about the coding part, is to understand the end-to-end flow requirement skills, okay, analytical skills, thinking power, critical thinking, decision making skills, such kind of things when we are testing the application. Attitude. So when we say attitude means not about a personal attitude, it's applicable in terms of the software testing point of view. Always negative mindset. Okay. If you have a positive mindset, it will working fine. For example, if we can take any Gmail application, you are composing an email, logging into the Gmail application, you are compose an email and send an email. It's working fine. That is how you are thinking. No, you should think in a different way. So when we are logging into any application, whether the application login name is displaying or not properly, how it is aligned, what is the font size, how it is designed, and is it visible properly or not, and such kind of thinking you should do it. Okay, when you say attitude, such kind of activities, whether it is clearly visible or not, is it clear or not, such kind of attitude. Okay, and productivity should be always productive in terms of testing. So whenever you get the build, always be ready with testing activities, ad hoc testing, system testing, mock testing, such kind of testing. Okay, so that means we are productive towards the project. So see, these are the different type of levels we need to follow. Okay, we should have such kind of skills in order to become a good software tester. These are the good qualities or different type of parameters in order to have become a good software tester towards the application or system. Okay. So any questions, guys, from here? I think we are reaching out the time. So just wanted to wrap up before. Just wanted to make sure we are understandable or not. Or not. Any questions here? Let us have 5 minute Q&A session.
I have a question. Means if you can step back to the slide where you have mentioned about the support and the how to get enrolled and the WhatsApp site and other stuff. Can you bring up that slide, please? I forgot to take the photo.
This one?
The initial slide where you have mentioned how to get in contact.
Product versus project.
No. How to get enrolled in this course?
Okay. The initial slides.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
You take the picture, you can just enroll it, or else you can go through the website, you can directly enroll from there also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. My question now is, as it is mentioned 4 weeks, so will it be completed in 4 weeks or it will get delayed and all? Because what happened is I have attended few
Yeah,
courses, and normally it gets extended and all these things happen. Sometimes instructor is not available because
yeah.
of ABCDs.
Most of the times, if you completed 99%, 100%, you will complete within the timelines only.
Okay.
It
So
means
Babu, Madhu Babu, are you working professional or you are core technical trainer only?
no, I'm currently working in Coforge as a retail lead, and I'm working professional. I'm working as a trainer also for Logic Lab Technologies.
No, it should not happen. It is not happen like it is a conflict of interest. Like sometimes you have to go to office
No, no,
where you
that's the
will be.
reason I have chose this time slot. I don't.
Okay, understood. So you are available at this time, and
Yeah,
99% this course will get completed
within the
within that
4 weeks,
duration.
and that everyday session will be there during the weekdays only, from Monday to Friday, and Saturday, Sunday would be the holiday. So
Okay.
4 weeks means within 1 month of working days, you'll
Okay.
to complete this session.
Okay, and there was one more slide just after this, like there you have, it was mentioned like 160 batch is going on.
Mhm.
So my question to you will be, yeah, batch 160.
Yeah.
So all 159 batches you have done, or is it done by Logic Labs?
It's completely different trainers, different type of programmers will be done this. They are following some sequence of for each and every batch. That means
Mhm.
yeah, so they are following it, the batch sequence for their analysis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it may be different type of batches from different trainers. It's an institute, right? Logic Lab Technologies, an institute. There will be working a lot of trainers. Different type batches are going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your expertise is in the manual testing,
Yes.
is it?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I was not aware of this Logic Lab, so I asked you
Yeah. Yeah.
that
No
same
problem.
question.
Thanks
Yeah.
for asking. Not a problem.
Okay, that's
Oh,
all from my end.
okay. Thank you guys. We'll meet tomorrow again. Thanks for joining. Hope you have a good day.
You
Thank
too. Bye-bye.
you. Bye.